won the lag, and so here we go. World Pool Masters.
Karol Skaversky. He looked measured and assured in his match with Daniel Corriere, racing into a 5-1 lead. The Italian rallied briefly, but by then, the man from Poland had mastered the break and could wait patiently for an opening to see out the match. The opening came sooner rather than later, allowing him to record an 8-3 win and become the first man into the semifinals. Karol Skaversky will now wait on the outcome of our next match between Nikos Ekonomopoulus and Alex Pagulayan. There's the mouth-watering All-England clash between Mellingen boys to contemplate, while the number 2 seed Shane Van Boening will play Mark Gray. One Englishman guaranteed a place in the semifinal. It is time then for our second quarterfinal. Nikos Ekonomopoulos, a star of the Mosconi Cup, takes on the 2008 Masters champion Alex Pagulayan. Pagulayan had arguably the toughest first-round match when he faced Darren Appleton. He survived and is ready for his next challenge.
I never played Nikos, but I know him for 20 years now because he was in Canada for a while, back in 1995. So he used to watch me play. I know he looks older than me, but I'm a lot older than him. I've been watching him lately, and he's been doing really, really good. The Euro Tour, I watched him play. He's very calm, a lot of heart. At the US Open. For me to control, I don't think there's no such thing, because this is pool. This is not like any other sports that you have a lot of time to control the game. For me, you still need to be lucky to win any pool tournaments, because it's such a short race, and you also got to play good at the same time.
Nikos Ekonomopoulus has been enjoying one of his best ever seasons, and here he recorded an impressive first-round win.
I think I played very well, and I was confident, and I will try to do the same thing in the next match. We played only one time before I lost. Alex, of course, is another world champion. He's a great player, but it's just a race to 8 to win the break. It's just if you concentrate and break well, you can do everything.
Well, that was looking very sharp, Phil, until he lost the cue ball and he scratched. And that was a great break off, too. So he has left a wide open table for Alex Pagulayan.
Well, in terms of the balls moving around, that was perhaps the most powerful break we've seen. He decimated the bunch. And what a gift for the Canadian.
Yes, indeed. In the sport of 9-ball, when you get ball in hand with just a few balls on the table, 99% of the time it's a run out. Unless, of course, it's a hill match for the World Pool Masters, and then, of course, nothing is guaranteed then, as the cue stick trembles in the hands of these great players. Oh yeah, you know, these guys do travel around the world and play at the highest levels, but they get very nervous. Every one of them will tell you this is a nerve-rattling sport. You're out there all by your lonesome. You've got all these eyes watching you. You can't pass off that cue stick to anybody else. You can't even talk to anybody. There's not even a coach. Pool is a very cruel sport with a lot of drama, and this is why we love it.
When it comes to success, you take all of the credit. When it comes to failure, you take all of the blame. Pagulayan is trying to join a very select band of players, trying to become only the 4th multiple World Pool Masters champion. That positional shot from 6 to 7 was short, and using the rest across this bulk cushion, or bottom cushion, this is by no means a formality.
He handled that nicely. The crowd here in Nottingham appreciates it.
Yes, Ted, only 3 players have won this title on more than one occasion. Ralph Souquet, 6 times World Masters champion. Thomas Engert and Francisco Bustamante, twice each.
And you've only got to win 4, but I guess the word only is not appropriate in this tournament. You've got 16 heavyweights of the pool world here. That is a gauntlet to run through to get to the winner's circle. Alex Pagulayan off to a good start. 1-0 over Nick Ekonomopoulus. Winning the World Pool Masters, won the World Pool Championship, the World 9-ball actually, in 2004 in Taiwan. Just for your information, there is no illegal break rule. So you won't be hearing that from the referee. This is just rack 'em and smack 'em. And no worries about whether there's 3 balls potted on the break or 3 behind the head string. No illegal break rule. So Alex gets the 3 ball down and a very difficult shot on the 1. And chooses to play safe.
Well, as they say in snooker, Ted, he's got a good cue ball tucked right under the cushion. And that means even if Ekonomopoulus elects to take on the 1, which is high tariff, more than likely that white will careen into the brown 7 or the orange 5. His positional options limited if he decides to attack, so then you wonder, is it worth it?
Yet another scratch.
As I said, bound to go into the 7 ball, wasn't he? And now look at the table again. Gift number 2. Put them under the Christmas tree.
Nick Ekonomopoulus, his very first shot, the break shot, he scratched. His very first turn at the table, he scratched. Not the ideal start.
Scratching more often than Baloo in the Jungle Book.
And this is where pool is such a mental sport. I'm sure Nick is over there just stewing, wondering, is this going to be like this all day? And it's very difficult to get rid of the negative thoughts, especially as all you can do is sit there and watch as Alex Pagulayan runs these colors. Most pool matches, Phil, we, as you know, the rough patches do come, but the thing is, this is a race to 8. It's a small race in pool terms. So, and winner breaks. You really cannot, if at this level, if you're going to win this tournament, you can't really expect to have even a handful of mistakes and win this event. You've got to play top-notch pool throughout. Sure, there's going to be rough patches.
But this has been very stress-free for Pagulayan. I think he did the right thing, playing safe off the one ball initially. And now he's got his dividend. And so with 2 dishes, Pagulayan cooking the books in his favour. He leads 2-0.
Welcome back to the quarterfinal between Nikos Ekonomopoulos and Alex Pagulayan. Pagulayan has taken the opening 2 racks, but came up dry with his break in the 3rd. He had his chance to play safe, but fluffed his lines, allowing the man from Greece to clear and register his 1st rack. This is now the 4th. Again, but you might think he was unlucky there, but he actually nearly scratched in the side, and well, yeah, he was unlucky both times there.
That's spooky, not just the fact he scratched, but the fact he's absolutely wiped the balls all over the table, as he did in rack number 1, and also the scratch was into the very same pocket.
And it came after, I believe, the cue ball ran into the 8 ball, hit the knuckle of the side pocket, and careened into the corner pocket. That's amazing. He must feel cursed at this time. Look at this. A wide open table for Alex Pagulayan. Well, Pagulayan hasn't had to do much. All he's had to do is just take advantage of the mistakes from Nick Ekonomopoulos.
Yes, Ekonomopoulos spotted the 2 off the break, so Pagulayan didn't have to worry about that. It was positioned from 1 to 3, and I think he suffered a slight kick. That's why he's a little short of where he wants to be, although it shouldn't pose too much of a problem.
They make it look so easy, huh, Phil? Thin cut, brings it all the way down table with position on the 4. The slight angle so he can get position on the 5, but he didn't hit that properly. He didn't want to run into the 5, obviously.
And the one thing these players try to avoid at all costs, unlike snooker players, playing into the centre is not their preferred options. These centre pockets are cut quite brutally. If you graze a jaw, the ball will be repelled.
Wow, this is a big shot here. He was staring at 3-1. Now he's got a decision to make. Looks like he's going into the side pocket, but this cue ball is going to travel. Nicely done. Good recovery.
It was, Ted. Bottom and running side off a couple of cushions. Couldn't have been better. Now across the table for the 7. Hey presto. It looks as though Alex Pagulayan is going to win his first 3 racks of the match as a direct result of Ekonomopoulus scratching. No doubt with that one. Pagulayan off to a good start. He leads by 3 racks to 1. Ekonomopoulus shaking his head in disbelief.
Nick is sitting over there shell-shocked. Got the 1 ball down, the 2 down, but the cue ball is down. Payback time.
Well, it's been a remarkable start to this match. It really has. The racks are flying by very quickly because it's basically break off, going off, the other bloke clears up. Ekonomopoulus wanting to avoid a repeat of what happened to him in the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters of 2013 up in Barnsley. Had a very good win to start off with, beat Ralph Souquet 8-2, and then in the quarterfinals, the corresponding round to this, he was beaten 8-3 by Chang Junlin from Taiwan. As for Pagulayan last year, he beat Ka Young Kim from Korea 8-2, one of the game's leading lady players. Then in the quarterfinals overcame Chris Melling 8-4, but lost to the eventual winner Niels Fine 8-2 in the semi-finals. Fast-flowing stuff, Ted.
Well, it generally is when you have ball in hand. That's 4 racks out of 5 in which there's been a ball in hand. So this 9 ball, Ekonomopoulus gets 1 back. 3-2 he trails. He'll have a chance to tie it. He's got to figure it's about time for his luck to change on that break shot. Wonder if he'll try something different, maybe move over to the other side of the table. There you see the cue ball going straight into the corner pocket. That's what led to this clear by Ekonomopoulus. Well, this rack is much better. He's got a ball down, wide open shot on the 1, the blue 2, ready to be potted. Yeah, he's going to like this. All of a sudden, he's got that pep in his step. It's amazing how your fortunes can change in this game, how quickly it can happen. 1 second you're down, the next you're up. And that's what I've noticed from following the sport all over the world. That the players who succeed know this is going to happen. You're never, very rarely are you going to waltz all the way to a title. There's going to be a lot of rough patches along the way. You just got to be able to ride them out with a positive attitude and know that if you're just patient enough, your time will come.
Now that required the cue ball to be placed basically on a 6pence. I think he's just slightly screwed too much. What he wanted to do was be dead straight on the blue 2 to come down, follow the cue ball through for the red 3 to this top right-hand pocket. Just about enough room playing it like that, and now it's plain sailing. or at least it should be plain sailing. Awkward cueing, but such a simple shot. Hard to imagine he's going to miss it.
Extension call.
The first and still the only Greek player to be involved in the Mosconi Cup, the annual Europe versus USA clash. And when you've been involved and competed in that bear pit, you're equipped to deal with anything.
Yeah, there is no pressure quite like the Mosconi Cup. With raucous crowds playing for your nation. Very different from this individual type of play that most of these players do on a regular basis. Pool is the ultimate individual sport. The dynamic always changes when you have to start relying on somebody else. They all have their routines. Nikos Ekonomopoulus is hoping that this kind of rack is going to become routine from here on in. A break and run. That was ideal. Tied at 3, so 2 in a row for Nick. Welcome back to Nottingham for the World Pool Masters. It's our second quarterfinal between Ekonomopoulus and Pagulayan. Pagulayan led through the first 4 racks but has struggled as the man from Greece controls the table. And he's got the 2 ball down. Can he do something with that 1? Well, perhaps a 1-8 carom. Of course, he's got to hit the 1 ball first. Whatever gets pocketed after hitting the 1 ball counts.
Looks to me as though the ability to chip in the black 8 ball after making contact with the 1 is a given. It's just a matter of judging the reaction of where the 1's going to be to pot it next.
He's not left himself anything easy.
What he wanted there was the 1 ball to catch the far jaw of the middle pocket and bump out into mid-table.
Extension call.
As with all of the matches involved in this Party Poker World Pool Masters, 30-second shot clock in operation. 1 30-second extension per player per rack is allowed.
Goes for the cross table bank. As that afforded him position on the red 3, but he doesn't get it. But a 2-way shot. He makes it. He's got position on the 3. He misses it. He gets safe. Good illustration there of all the calculations that these players have to make.
Extension call.
So Alex looking there at that shot, bringing the cue ball all the way up table and back out to try to hit the one. But it's never easy, Phil, to hit a ball kicking at it when that object ball's in the middle of the table. But Filipinos are noted for this kind of play.
Is there a gap between 9 and 3 for the one to thread through? Could possibly be, you know.
Well, we're going to get a look. It does look like it does pass. And there is the perfect angle for position on the red 3.
What an opportunity for Ekonomopoulus to lead for the first time in the match.
So hard to judge those kick shots. Okay, he was able to hit it, but where the object ball would end up, that was the question. Always hard to get an object ball out in the middle of the table like that to put it in a position that you want. And Alex left it open by about half a millimeter. And now Ekonomopoulus off to the races.
The winner to play Karol Skaversky in the semi-finals. And the way the match started, it looked like being Pagulayan's day. We both said it. But Ekonomopoulus refused to allow his head to drop. And he's on the verge of winning 3 consecutive racks.
You've just got to stay positive in this sport. There's so much negativity in any match that's going to creep in, so much doubt. Bad things always happen. But it's never over until the last 9-ball drops. Now he's won 3 in a row. He leads 4-3, and he'll be breaking to try to extend that lead. In the 8th, Ekonomopoulus broke. The layout presented an irresistible 4-9 combination that allowed him to stretch his lead. One ball in. Again, that 9-ball tracks towards the corner. That's interesting. 6 is hanging over the pocket. He appears to have, I don't know if he can see that 2-ball.
I think it's questionable. I think the 8 is just about blocking the potting angle.
So yeah, he cannot see the 2 fully. So Ekonomopoulus calls a push out. Well, he certainly left it open. Not the easiest shot in the world for Pagulayan.
Gauntlet thrown down, though.
Besides potting, don't forget, Alex has to get position for the 3. There has to be a reward. Look out. Oh, that worked out well. He's still got work to do. Another long shot here on the 3.
Just to classify that shot, I think if every time after a push-out, Pagulayan was left with a pot of that nature, he would not mind in the slightest. It wasn't easy, yes, but it was an invitation which he gladly accepted.
Extension call.
Yeah, normally you see the players leave half a ball. You don't normally see them leave an entire ball for their opponent to look at. I'm sure Nick not entirely happy with that leave. Oh, that is tragic for Alex Pagulayan. That could be a match changer right there.
And when you see a ball struck at that pace remain so deep in the jaws and not fall, you realise how close he came to making it.
And of course, he hit it at that speed in order to get position to bring it back over for the pink four.
Reset the clock, please.
It's the only reason why he had to hit it that hard. And normally, when you hit him that hard, you better be dead straight in the pocket. These pockets are very unforgiving. Look at that. He was able to pot the 6 ball. So that gets that out of the way. Interestingly, in the practice room, before this match, Pagulayan twice hit similar shots that bobbled in the jaws. It's not like he was practicing to bobble a ball in the jaws, though.
Well, it's a real uplift for Ekonomopoulus. Needs a lot of power here, but we know he's well capable of that. Got that in the locker. Kept that one pretty simple. Just stunning it in. Reliant on his ability to just chip the 7 in. Up to the 8. This is impressive, and it's why when he's been involved in the Mosconi Cup, he has not been a liability. He's been an asset. He's not overawed by reputation.
He's a fun player to watch, too, because of the confidence and swagger that he brings to the table. He really is fearless. And I think fans like to watch players move quickly around the table. My, how fortunes have changed. Nick Ekonomopoulos winning 5 straight racks after being behind 3-1. He now leads 6-3. Welcome back to the World Pool Masters and a quarterfinal that started with Alex Pagulayan leading the way before Nikos Ekonomopoulus took control and strung together a sequence of 5 racks that leaves him just 2 shy of a place in the semifinals. He's got 3 balls down, and again, he had the 9 ball tracking towards the corner. Very interesting.
No one, Ted, is crushing the break like he is in this match. Unbelievable. He's just mashing the cue ball through it.
That's what we like, Phil. Good old time 9 ball. We've seen many incarnations of this sport where promoters have put templates on the table to try to, make it easier and faster for the referees to rack the balls, and then that pattern racking makes the players break softer because they know where the balls are going to go. They can predict where the balls are going to go, and they do soft breaking, and nobody likes it. But now there's no illegal break rule, no pattern racking, no template, and it has forced the players to just smash the balls, and this is what everybody who follows 9 ball likes to see. Forced to play safe.
Yes, much to Pagulayan's relief. 1, 2, and 4 down off Ekonomopoulus' break, but there was no way he was going to contemplate attack where the 3 was, and of course, considering position to the 5 was almost impossible, if not totally impossible.
he going to get cover? Yes, he does. Well, that's a nice shot because being on the rail there, that eliminates the jump cue. So it'll be a kick shot. Might that go? What a shot. But he's now faced with that 5 ball. And this is not really potable, so surely looking at a safety here.
Yes, the 9 ball there was the obvious blocker. Played it nicely. And so Pagulayan has got a taste of his own medicine.
This is critical. This is not an easy one to hit. If he fouls here, this might be the match. Nicely done. Where will it end up? In the pocket. A bit of that Alex Pagulayan luck. So 2 flukes, 1 by each player. But faced with another difficult shot here on the 6 ball. Wants to marry up that cue ball to the 9. Does not get there. But he'll be okay with that.
Two snookers in behind the 9 ball. 2 balls spotted in escape. Surely it won't be the case here.
This might work out. Well, this is a good opportunity for Alex now. He's got plenty of room to maneuver that cue ball back up for the Browns 7. Slow down. Slow down. That could be it.
Well, most definitely it should be, it shouldn't it, Ted? And 7-3, breaking off Ekonomopoulus on the threshold of the semi-finals.
He knows he hit it too hard. He had room there to stop the ball short. There was various bigger area there. He could have left the cue ball. He just hit it too hard and he scratched. Nikos cleans up. And he is on the proverbial hill. Where you like to say, Phil, what's up on that hill?
The Acropolis.
One ball down, the 4 ball down. He needs to get a shot on the blue 2. Well, he doesn't have a shot to a pocket, but he can see it.
But there's no doubt in terms of the displacement of the balls when he's breaking off, where they're going all around the table. He is the man who's definitely been the premier break builder in the tournament so far. You always seem to have one, don't you? In the World Cup of Pool recently, it was Petri Makkonen from Finland who was mustered in that department.
That's nicely done. What precision.
Well, he's got a cold, but he's blowing hot.
Good effort just to hit that 2-ball. Oh, and he got lucky. It counts. You hit the object ball first. Anything that falls after that counts. It's not a call shot game. All you have to do is hit the object ball first, and there you see the cue ball running into the 8, pocketing it, so Alex continues to shoot.
And could that be an outrageous lifeline?
Attention call.
It was a good start. Pagulayan led 3-1. But in recent times, he's been out of sorts. Obviously, the snooker here, behind 5 and or 9, very much on, but the chance there for the clearance, wasn't there?
You can't be happy about giving up the table.
Poor old Nikos. Health-wise, he's suffering, coughing and spluttering. But in pool terms, he's in rude health.
He just has to close out the deal here. Is he going to get lucky? Yes, he does. Well, I guess it's only fair. Alex got lucky earlier.
Yes, I think that was karma. One thing that always infuriates me about Q Sport is when people say, oh, luck evens itself out. It does not. No way.
Not again. Oh, this is... Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Stop, stop.
He knows at this level, you can't make mistakes like that. Well, you can make them once, maybe, make them twice, but not 3, 4, and 5 times in a race to 8.
In pool, when you consistently pot the white, you're going to have a black day.
So Nikos Ekonomopoulus will head to the semifinals of the 2014 Party Poker World Pool Masters. His best result in this event. An excellent performance from Nikos Ekonomopoulos. He defeats Alex Pagulayan 8-3. And all the more better for Nick. He had a rough start, but he bided his time, and he came back and did it the hard way.
Of course, I feel very well because I played very well in the first 2 matches, and I will try to concentrate to continue like this.
Nikos Ekonomopoulos has a semi-final date with Karol Skaversky to look forward to. The attention now switches to the last 2 quarters and the mouth-watering clash between Chris Melling and Carl Boyes, which sits alongside Shane Van Boning's match with England's Mark Gray. But for the moment, it's all about the Mosconi Cup star Nikos Ekonomopoulos and his progress in the Party Poker World Pool Masters.